Welcome back to the channel. Today's video brings me to a area very far off the beaten path. We're going to attempt to do a hike to Yellow Patch Falls and Wolf Mountain Falls. I've never been to these before, but I have been out here to this area. We're going to see Dill Falls and Upper Dill Falls. The road that you take here is a turn off from the same road as that. And you drive several miles down another dirt road. We're going to start the hike right there where I just stood, and we're going to follow an old logging road here till it crosses a creek, and then we're going to make a turn there. Again, that's Yellow Patch Falls and Wolf Mountain Falls. I'm using Kevin Adams' Waterfall book, 3rd edition, as my source of information for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in. And today's date is Saturday, October 25th, 2025. Currently about 1 p.m. Kind of have a little bit of overcast skies, but no precipitation is expected. So I should have good weather for this one. Not a very long hike, but eventually we're going to do some bushwhacking and possibly some creek walking too. So I get to see these two. Hope I'll be able to see both of them today. Once I turned off the road Dill Falls was on, went a couple miles and eventually got to where the road was just covered in leaves, which tells me that the road hasn't been traveled very much, but it was open. There wasn't anything blocking or anything. So that's good. Did one other hike before this one to Boxcar Falls. So I'll be on the lookout for a video for that one on the channel. Really nice, somewhat primitive hike. But, be sure to check that one out. Still got a little bit of color left. A lot of the leaves, a lot of the trees have been lost their leaves, but driving in has seen quite a bit of color, but got so far and it kind of looks like this with just a little bit left, but most of the leaves have fallen off. I believe I do hear a creek now, or some source of water. I'm a little hesitant to do this today because hasn't been much rain at all in the past few weeks, so didn't want to show up and just be completely dried up, but in the area, so I just made a decision to just go for it. So hopefully they'll be nice. If not, as always can make a time to come back for a revisit. All right, I've made it to the creek. This is Yellow Patch Branch. Honestly, I'm a little surprised it has this much water on it. I don't know what that's going to mean for the waterfall necessarily, but what we're going to do is we're going to cross here, which I can rock hop across pretty easily right now. And we're going to follow this for a 1/4 mile, I think, until it comes to a ridge. And then after we meet the ridge, not long after that, we're going to bushwhack down to another creek, which is the Wolf Mountain Creek, I guess. I guess it's Wolf Mountain Creek, the branch, whatever it is. And try to make our way to that one first. As Kevin mentioned, it was easier. He felt like it was easier to do it first and then make your way to this one second. So that's what we're going to do here. Nice little cascade over there. Maybe 5-6 feet high. I made it to this ridge. And he says once you get to it, walk a few yards. So I'm walking backwards now because I went more than a few yards. I was hoping I'd find something that indicates what others have done here. So far, it's not the case. So fixing to just strike out down through here somewhere. Really no way for me to document it in the video, but somewhere in the 10-yard section of where I'm standing now is where I'm just going to go in the woods here. Leave the road. So I haven't been off the road too far. I just want to mention it does kind of open up where you can move around without ducking and crouching too much so far. Still got a good ways to go, but just wanted to mention that. All right, I made it down to Wolf Creek after what felt a lot longer than probably what it was. Pretty steep bushwhack. Would not recommend that to a person I don't like. The waterfall is just right up here. There seems to be a path on the other side. I'm gonna make my way over there and follow it up to it, and maybe try and follow it back somehow to connect to the other creek. I'm gonna read my screenshots, some pictures I took of the verbiage in the book to see what's gonna be best. Yeah, I do believe this is an old logging road. I'm glad it's here. Of course, I may actually have to scramble back down to get to the base. Have a better look. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Not much further. There it is, Wolf Mountain Falls. A little better flow than I expected, but definitely low water. Nice. All right, so I've decided what I'm gonna do here is kind of follow what Kevin suggested. Basically, I'm gonna follow this creek till it meets Yellow Patch Branch, and then creek walk up to that waterfall there. And then hopefully once I make it to that one, I can easily get back to the road we originally started on. And I'm probably gonna use the old logging road just to the right here. Right of where I'm standing. I'm going to use that at times, probably whenever it looks like it may be easier than walking through this creek. It's going to take a little longer, I bet, than, I don't know if it's going to take longer necessarily, but longer distance than going back up this mountain right here, but I really don't want to climb up that, so I'm not going to. So we'll go ahead and get started. After what I just did to get down here, this part right here is just almost too good to be true. Creek is still just to the left. I'm have to swing back in that direction. So I've made it to the drainage for Yellow Patch. So I'm gonna slowly make my way up it. Imagine it's probably gonna climb at some point. Don't know that, but got down here pretty quick, given the circumstances. Probably like 20 minutes from the falls. Don't know how long this part's gonna take, but Not really gonna take a break because I'm not too winded, so just gonna push on for now. So I come from that way, and I'm meeting a little cascade here. And just past it, a couple hundred yards, I would say, is Yellow Patch Falls. Right up through there. So it's getting close. All right, this is Yellow Patch Falls. Probably say it's probably around 35 feet tall, somewhere in that neighborhood, I would say. Kind of has two streams right now, I imagine. Normal flows. It might possibly become just one and then kind of fork off towards the end where it lands in this pool right here. Pretty nice size little pool. A bunch of leaves in it right now, but got one piece of deadfall hit the bottom and then one little smaller piece at the top. But other than that, pretty nice. Would be much nicer, more water, of course, but nonetheless, made it here. I like it pretty well.